Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn how to define a function in root and how to use it to fit some data points in a graph. So let's begin. So we will define a simple macro, let's say plot.cpp. So we have void plot, and this we have already shown in our first video how to run root. So there you can check how do we define the name of the function, all these things. So here we will define a function tf1 fn. So let's say the name of this object is fn. So new tf1. So fn is also the name of the function which appears when we save this object somewhere. So let's say first we are defining a simple line which is y equal to mx plus c. So we have a parameter 1 which represent m, and let's say 0th parameter represents c. So 0th parameter represents c, means intercept. First parameter represent slope or m. Next, let's say we have a range, x mean is -10, x max is +10, and before we draw this function we need to set the value of these initial parameters, 0th and 1 function. So let's say set parameter. So 0th parameter, let's say we want to set as 0, because let's say we want, maybe let's say we have a intercept of 10. So fn set parameter, first parameter means the intercept is, let's say, 1. So now we can try to draw it. Say al simple, or we can also draw without any argument, that should be fine. Yes, so I think it's better to draw without this al. Yes, so now we have a line with the intercept of 10. You can see when the x was 0, so it was cutting at 10, so intercept is 10, and since it is a 45-degree line, and so we can say it is intercept slope is 1. So let's say how do we define a quadratic function which has, let's say, one more parameter which in front of x square. So this is something like ax square plus bx plus c, where a is represented by this second parameter, b by first parameter, and c by 0th parameter. So in that case we need to define one more set of this line, I mean this set parameter, but there is a better way. So we don't have to define for, let's say, for n number of parameters and lines. Instead what we can do, we can just define using one line. So instead of parameter we will put a s, parameters, plural. So we will be having all those, we can put in a one line. So let's say we have all those value of a, b and c as 1 1 1. So we will save it and run. So we can see a nice parabolic kind of a quadratic function. So we can see it is touching at 1 because we have set this as 1. So all those things decide this positioning. So these were, let's say, simple kind of polynomial functions. So what about some other function? Let's say some trigonometric function. So maybe a sin x. So if for that we do not need to set any parameter because it does not have any parameter at the moment. So we can see we have a nicely plotted sine curve, oscillatory function. Let's say we want to put some frequency, so we can put, let's say, a first parameter here in front of x. So which will act as a, let's say, kx, and we also want to put some amplitude that let's say we represent by 0th parameter. So a sine kx, something like this. So 0th parameter represent amplitude, a first parameter represent frequency. In that case we need to set some parameters. So let's say we are setting this as maybe frequency as 2 and this amplitude as maybe 2, or let's say maybe 5. Yeah, so we can see that now the amplitude is going up to from -5 to +5. We have frequency is also doubled compared to the last time. So so in this way you can try to incorporate a mixed form where we have a parameter as well as some mathematical functions. Okay, so for the polynomials and for many other functions also there is a special feature. Like for polynomial we have pole 1, which means polynomial of order 1. So let's say when x to the power 1 is the maximum non-zero polynomial parameter. So we have pole 1 represent mx plus c, or you can say linear function. So in that case we can set a parameter like this, let's say 2 comma 2, and if we plot we can see again the same thing, same straight line, and you must have guessed polynomial 2 or pole 2 represent polynomial of order 2. So we need to put here 3 parameters. So let's say we are putting 2. So we can see a nice U-shaped parabola again. So this pole 1, pole 2, they are kind of convenient way of defining. So now we have learned how to define a function. Let's say how do we use them to fit some data. So for that let's first see what does we have in our data file, data.txt. So here we have one x column where we have written integers from 1 to 10. We have 2 more columns which we will be using as y. So let's say in the second column we have just twice of the value of x, that is 2x. So and the third column represent the square of x square. So we have let's say 1, 4, 9 like that. So we want to fit this data, and in our previous tutorial we have shown how to plot this data point using t-graph. So which you can see. So we are using, let's say we are defining a t-graph object gr. So new t-graph. So here we will be using directly the data file, and we have %lg. So for the column which we don't want to use, we put a star in front of lg, and this is it. Okay, so let's say first we check whether our data points is properly obtained or not, or properly read from the data file or not. So if we run this, we can see now we have obtained our data points in this graph. So now to fit this data point, this graph, we can use the function fit with capital F, fit, and we can put our name of the function, that is fn, or maybe also we can put in this curly brace, this inverted commas. I think it will work for both because we have the same name fn and fn inside also. So we can see after fitting we have obtained these numbers. Okay, so yeah, one nice thing is that although we gave the polynomial of order 2, but after fitting this data point, what it has obtained is that the first parameter or the coefficient of x square is 0, the constant coefficient is also 0, and we have only the coefficient in front of x, which is 2, because our second column was 2x. And so it will be good if we put a polynomial of order 1 and just see, yeah, because that is sufficient for this kind of data. So we can see now we have only 2 parameters, that is p0 and p1. and which is, so m is 2, slope is 2 and intercept is 0. So here let's say if sometime your data is not good and you want to fit only in a limited region, so how can we do that? So for that we need to modify the argument of this fit. So we need to leave first to this argument at the moment, and after putting two empty arguments, now this here we can put our minimum to maximum. Let's say we do from 3 to, let's say, maybe 7. So 3, 7. So we expect to fit only in this region. Let's see how it goes. Yes. So now you can see while fitting, it has fitted only from 3 to 7 and it has not used the data point outside that region. So if some data point is not good or they are doing some funny things, you can try to avoid them and fit in a selected region only using this command. So this was for a linear function. Let's say since we had one more column, so let's say how does it go with this quadratic function, and maybe we can put one more parameter and we should make it pole 2, and maybe let's keep this 3 to 7 range, there is no issue. So we can see in this data point it has nicely fitted 3 to 7 region, and if we remove this part, I mean the selected zone, then it will fit the complete thing, all the data points available. So now we can see a nicely shaped parabolic or quadratic function. We have fitted our data with this function fn, but let's say you want to use these parameters which you obtained after fitting in further calculations. So for that, what we can do is this. Let's say you define some double, let's say a equal to, so what we can use is the function get parameter. So get parameter, so 0th parameter, let's say we define this with c maybe. Yes. So yes, so for a, b and c, so we know a is the second parameter, b is the first and c is the 0th, and now we can print a, b, c. Yes, so we have a, b and c which are like same obtained from p2. So p2 is a, p1 is b, p0 is c. That is how we read it. But there is a one more nicer way, like if suppose you have n number of parameters, you need to define all these lines many times. So for that we can use actually this pointer, let's say double star par equal to fn get parameters. Hopefully it should work, and we can try to print par 0, par 1, par 2. So if you have many parameters, you can try this single line command. Yes, which actually works the same way, because this par 0 represent p0 which is here, then par 1 is first, then par 2 is 1. So in this way you can obtain the fitted parameters. So why actually we defined this pole 2 was also sometime helpful when you want to directly fit and just test something. Let's say you want to fit with pole 1 and you do not actually need these two lines, Yeah, actually we should fit with pole 2 because this is a quadratic function. So you can see we can directly fit with pole 2. So that's where these pole 1, pole 2 function are very helpful. You do not need to define the full functionality, but the problem may come when you are extracting the parameter. So if you want to extract pole 2 and let's say you say get parameter, maybe first parameter. So sometime it works when you are running it. So it was a well defined function, it gave you a output, but when you go out and try to run it, it will say pole 2 is not defined. So that is why I showed you the explicit way of tf1 fn as pole 2, so that you can extract these parameters. Otherwise it will say it is a not undeclared function when you are running a fresh copy of this code. So anyway, but for quick testing, pole 2 or pole 1 still works in the fitting, and otherwise you can define using this fn way and it should work nicely. Yes. So this is it. In this tutorial we learned how to define a function, one-dimensional function using class tf1, and how to use them to fit some data points in our graph. If you have learned something and enjoyed, please like, and you can also subscribe us for the future tutorials on Root. Thank you.